All right, let's get it. Today, I want to talk about a hot topic: Kyrie Irving and all of his recent developments with being suspended and the controversy surrounding what he said or did not say. So, as some of you are aware, Kyrie Irving did a press conference Thursday, I believe it was. And here, let's go back to the beginning. So, early last week, Kyrie Irving tweeted or posted a link to a video called Hebrews to Negroes. And this video isn't a it isn't a new video. Let's put it like that, right? It's been out for some years. And there is some language in there that some people may find offensive. But that is not the point of the video. The point that the video was trying to bring to light, the main subject matter of the video is to highlight that the black people who are descendants of the transatlantic slave trade are the true Israelites. Let me say that again. The descendants of the transatlantic slave trade are the true Israelites, not just here in America, but in the Caribbean, in South America, and all over the world for that matter. But it's funny to me that the thing that the media wants to extrapolate is the brief portion of the video that focuses on the Holocaust and the victims of the Holocaust, etc., etc. Now, Kyrie was definitely defiant in his press conference. And he basically said some things, whether you agree or disagree with, said some things that the powers that be did not particularly like. And the result is a 5-game suspension from the NBA, or at least 5-game suspension from the NBA. But I'll come back around to all of that. So the following day, this was Friday, Bob Costas, some of you guys know who I'm talking about, small in stature, small in intellect in my opinion, gets on TV the very next day and calls Kyrie Irving all out of name. Calls him crazy, calls him foolish, calls him a fool, says that he's arrogant, he's disrespectful. And I mean, he basically just attacked Kyrie Irving. And where is the backlash on Bob Costas? Why does he get to come on TV and call Kyrie all out of name and be disrespectful and call him every name in the book, and there's no backlash, there's no apology? You know, I thought that you're supposed to be professional and just report the news and leave your opinion out of it, right? You know, is the same as Laura Ingraham telling LeBron to shut up and dribble a few years back. Why do they get to disrespect the black athletes for talking about issues that are near and dear to them? I'll come back around to that also. So this whole thing is very reminiscent of Brett Musburger and how he basically called Tommy Smith and John Carlos black stormtroopers back in the day when they protested at the Olympics in Mexico. Called them childish, called them immature, called them all kind of names. And now this is one of the most iconic moments in Olympic history. This whole thing reeks of that. It's very reminiscent of this same incident. But you know what they say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I mean, if you can recall the amount of backlash Muhammad Ali received when he announced to the world that he was Muslim, right after he had won the title. How America basically turned on him, hated him. He was just an Olympic gold medalist, a few years prior? He was celebrated. He announced that he was a Muslim, and they just forgot all of the good that he had done a few years before, right? Now all of a sudden you're a black extremist. How dare you? How dare you choose to be down with the religion that we don't rock with? I mean, that's basically what it was, right? Look at Colin Kaepernick, basically banned from the NFL for taking a stance against police violence and racial inequality. So if you do something that they don't like, this is your reward. I mean, and let's not forget, Ali got banned for speaking out against the war and basically missed the prime of his career. It's the exact same thing with Colin Kaepernick. He basically has missed the prime of his career. Just think about that. And while you're thinking about that, let me tell you what all of this is really about. Control. This is what it all comes down to. They're not upset at Kyrie because he retweeted this link to this documentary that's being sold on Amazon, by the way. They're not mad at Kyrie for tweeting it. That's the excuse that they want to use. Say he's being anti-Semitic. They're mad at Kyrie because he wouldn't say I'm sorry. That's what they're really mad about. Because he was unapologetic. That's why they were mad at Muhammad Ali, because he wouldn't apologize. That's why they were mad at Kaepernick, because he wouldn't apologize. This is all about control. Nothing more, nothing less. People say things that they disagree with all the time. But they want you to get out there and apologize. Go on the apology tour so they can parade and go, hey, look what we made this nigga do. That's what this is really all about. But let's switch gears for a second. Let's talk about the double standard. So, ever since Trump entered into the political atmosphere, and maybe even before Trump, some, but it really took off when Trump entered the political atmosphere. And I'm not blaming Trump, at least not directly. But think about all of the right-wing political candidates that retweet conspiracy theories, that rock with QAnon. You know, how many of them support Pizzagate? How many of them support that the election was stolen? How many of them support election fraud? How many of them support the idiotic idea that Hugo Chavez, who's dead by the way, interfered in the last presidential election? How many of them supported this is so crazy, like this French voting machine fiasco that somehow changed votes from Trump to Biden, however that silly conspiracy theory goes, right? How many of them support that? How many of them have retweeted that type of nonsense? Are any of them disqualified from running or holding public office? No. See, when you're black, you get suspended. Your career is in jeopardy. But when you're white and you tweet this kind of idiotic stuff, you get to run for office. You get to hold public office. You get to be president. You get to be a senator. You get to be a congressman, congresswoman. Do you see the double standard here? Do you see, if you speak out, if you stand up for black people, the type of punishment and backlash that you get? It's amazing. You can't play football. You can't play basketball. But you can run for office. Which is more important? Ask yourself that. Who really has more influence? Ask yourself that. Do you see the double standard? I mean, you have A January 6th committee that just concluded, what, a month ago, 2 months ago? You still have a lot of these elected officials and candidates that support the January 6th insurrection. And yet, Kyrie Irving's the biggest villain in America right now. You know, Colin Kaepernick is still considered a villain. But you have these idiots who are clearly trying to disrupt democracy. But Kyrie Irving's the bad guy. Do you see the double standard here? Do you see how the media plays a part in one promoting a lot of this foolishness? Because it's all about ratings. It's all about money. It's all about clicks. They're not interested in reporting the truth. Kyrie came out in that press conference, and I watched it, and he said that he didn't intend to hurt anyone. Most of them probably don't even know what the documentary is fully about. Like I said, they just picked up on the small portion of it that has some anti-Semitic language. Most of them didn't pick up on what he said about he can't be anti-Semitic if he know where he comes from. That went right over a lot of their heads. That's how I know that they never watched the documentary. They just picked up on the one negative part that other people was talking about and decided to run with it because it'll get views, it'll get clicks, it'll get ratings. I'm not a Kyrie Irving fan. Do I think he's a talented player? Yes. But I do think he carries a lot of baggage along with that talent. But in this case, in this instance, I rock with him. I'm rocking with him on this because he's not the bad guy. Time will tell. Just like with Ali. It just takes them 30 or 40 years to catch on to the truth that's being told right now. So that's all I have for this one. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. If you like the way I think, slide over to Patreon. Check out some of my original short stories. It's only $1.50 per download. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss out on our future videos. Like always, I thank you for your time. Peace.